Hi everybody, my name is Olivier Larocher. I'm a live music performance coach. I'm based in Montreal and I'm the founder of Pimp Your Show. What I do is I usually help artists improve their live sets and better connect with the audience. I work mostly with emerging artists, but also some established artists as well. Work with different record labels, mostly in Quebec, but also I've worked in New Brunswick, in Ontario, in Alberta, in France and Belgium, and it's my first time here in BC doing this video for Jumpstart Foundation. Really happy to be here. I will be sharing with you some insights and the method I use to coach artists. It's a method I've developed over the years and it actually works in every genre of music. As a matter of fact, I'm always surprised. When I first started coaching bands, it was the first band I coached was playing, folksy rock type of music. Then after that, I worked with a band that played heavy metal / hip hop, then chanson française, then world music, then hip hop. And each time I would work with a different genre of music, I would always wonder, does my technique work? And each time the answer is yes. So I'm going to be sharing it with you. Hope you enjoy it. So my musical journey started when I was, I believe, maybe 6 or 7 years old, when my parents got me my first classical guitar, and I took classical guitar lessons. I'm still a terrible guitar player, for real. However, when I was 15 years old, I started playing bass, and this is pretty much my instrument. I love playing bass. I'm originally from Quebec City, which is a very heavy metal city. So that's pretty much the first style I played. But when I was maybe 19 years old, I moved to Montreal and I started playing in various bands, Quebec rock bands, then blues, then got interested in chanson française, then started to be interested in jazz as well. That's when I got myself an upright bass. But the truth is I didn't study music. I was afraid to study music because it was unstable. So I told my parents that I would study film studies, which is just as unstable as music. I did film studies at Concordia University in Montreal. It helped me to understand that it's possible to analyze art and performance. And after my film studies, I started working in film distribution, which gave me a little understanding of arts and business. But I didn't like that much, so I went back to school to study acting. I'm not a good actor either, just as bad as guitar player, to be honest. So I did this acting school, but I was still playing bass in various bands and still kind of understanding how to be on stage, all right? Later on in my life, I worked as a bartender in a music venue, where I saw so many shows, good and bad. Oh, by the way, as a bass player, I've played with so many artists, good and bad as well. And I've learned from all of these experiences. Later on, I worked as an artist agent, booking agent. And this is where I really, really understood the importance of performance, especially in the context of showcasing, because so many times I would attend events such as, let's say, Canadian Music Week or Rideau in Quebec City or Rosec or Pop Montreal, M for Montreal, all of these events. And I would see artists that would have a special talent for proving in 20 minutes that you don't want to see them for a full hour. I know it's harsh. I'm going to be harsh for this whole video. That's who I am. Anyways, and I was always wondering, there is so much room for improvement, but very few people guide them into improving their live sets. And at some point, I thought, I think I have the background to help them because of film studies, because of theater, because of being a bartender in a venue, because of being an agent. And I started studying live music performance. And in 2018, I started coaching bands. At first, it was just almost a hobby, you know. Started coaching bands and just having fun experimenting with improving their live sets. And after a couple of years in working with various bands in 2020, I decided that it would be my full-time job. And now it is. Lucky me. Yeah, I will be sharing with you today some of the tricks I use and some of the methods I've developed over the years to improve live sets. And I guarantee it works in every genre of music. Every entertainment business professional will tell you when they attend music conventions, when you ask them, how many shows will you see in a week? Let's say at Canadian Music Week. They will see between 50, 60, maybe 70 showcases. And these people watch a lot of shows all the time. They can tell what a great or a bad performance is. So right away, I will give you the 5 most common mistakes that I see when I attend showcase events. The 5 most common mistakes that I see and that prove to me that an artist is not prepared, that an artist has not thought about how to perform, how to be outstanding on stage. So number 5 is playing the songs as recorded on the album. Yeah. Recorded music is made to be listened to in a specific type of environment, in the absence of the artist, all right? Recorded music is made to be listened to while driving, while jogging, while cooking, while reading, while taking a bath, while being at the gym. This is recorded music, or dancing in a club, all right? But it's all in the absence of the artist. When we play live, it's completely different. A live song must feel alive, all right? And it must be played in a way that artists are magnified by their own songs. And I can always tell if a band is simply playing the music as recorded. Why? Because it's not as interesting. It's not outstanding most of the time. It sounds good. It does sound good. But when you're showcasing, you are not auditioning to enter the music program of some university, all right? You are actually performing to enter the music industry. So you have to prove that you are able to be outstanding on stage. And playing the song as recorded just doesn't do it. And it also proves that you did not think about how your show should evolve, how your show should create a bond between yourself and the audience. So playing the song as recorded is one of the most common mistakes I see. Number 4, believing people will love your songs from the get-go. I know it's mean, but listen, most of you are upcoming artists. You are emerging artists, okay? You are not necessarily famous yet, and your songs are not part of the soundtracks of our lives. So we, as audience members, do not have a strong relationship with your song yet. You do have one, but we don't. And whatever you call your single, and I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be mean. I just want to give you food for thought, okay? So whatever song you call your single, if it's like number 5 on the charts on your local community radio station, well, it's still not a song that people have a relationship with. So, and we will go deeper into that a bit later, but simply believing your songs are enough is a common mistake. You have to use your songs in a way that will simply magnify you as an artist because you are more important than your songs. We'll go later on, we'll go deeper into that. Number three mistake I see, awkward silence in between songs. You know, you end your song and then, for some reason, your guitar player has to go from electric to acoustic or vice versa, and then it makes that there's this 30-second change. And to you on stage, 30 seconds is not long, but to us in the audience, it is long. And not only that, keep in mind that we are today in a world of, we are bombarded by digital media and by social media and all that. People have a very short attention span. 30 seconds of dead time on stage is way too long. And it just shows that you are unprepared. And to industry professionals, it kind of looks like, well, these guys are not as outstanding as I would like them to be, to actually hire them and give them a gig at such and such festival, all right? You have to prove that you are ready. You have to prove that in your 20 minutes is thought of and is efficient, and you can go from one song to another like that. So rather than having this awkward silence, is it an instrumental intro that you have? Is it a little blah blah that you have in between songs? You know, work on it and find ways. Is it the beat starting, the drummer and the bass player starting the beat? Find a way to fill that gap. Number 2 mistake that I see is this next song, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, you got to be careful with the silence, but you also have to be careful. You got to also be careful with what you say. This next song, blah, blah, blah. So many times do I see that. Artists going on stage, hello, we are such and such, and this next song is, and then they start playing the song, and then they end the song, and then, okay, thank you very much, this next song is, and then they start playing the song, and then they end the song, and thank you very much, this next song is, we know you are playing songs, I know it. You've got a microphone right in front of you, you've got a guitar, you've got a piano, you've got a band, you've got a DJ, I know you are playing songs. If you are someone who writes your own lyrics, it means to me that you have, somehow you have a passion for words. Well, prove it. Use your passion for words and bring it into song introduction. Bring it into that relationship that you want to bring with, that you want to create with the audience. So it can mean, I don't know, telling a story, telling a joke, having a political statement. Just be creative with it and work on it ahead of time. Work on it ahead just so that you make sure that it's not awkward. It's super important. So this next song, blah, 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 is terrible, but there's another version to this next song, blah, blah, blah. There's the, check this one out. All right, so here's the song introduction. When I was a kid, I used to love when my uncle would take me for a ride in his car, and we would go in the countryside. It was very nice, and I miss those days. Then you start the song. When I was a kid, I used to love when my uncle would take me in a car for a ride, and we would go on the countryside. Did you just tell me the first verse as a song introduction? Please, I've seen that, and it shows a complete lack of creativity. Please be creative, all right? And the number 1 mistake that I see often is not rolling out the red carpet for the lead singer, all right? In a band, there are 2 types of people, lead singers and the rest of the band, all right? Mick Jagger and the rest of the band, rest of the Stones. Keith Richards is a star, yeah, he is, but he's not Mick Jagger. He supports Mick. Mick's job is to make sure that he creates a strong connection between those who are on stage and the audience. And the rest of the band has to create the best conditions for him to look like the leader he is. So you have to treat yourself like that. Too often, I see the whole band showing up on stage, and the singer, who happens not to have an instrument, so they're still, working, preparing their stuff. The whole band is preparing their guitars and pedals and drums and all that. And then the singer hits the stage at the same time and feels uncomfortable because the singer has nothing to do. So what does the singer do? Goes up to the mic and say, "How you doing, everybody?" Boom. Lost 10 points of charisma. The show hasn't started yet. This person will be working like crazy to build that connection afterwards, to build that charisma that is needed to really communicate with the audience. It could have been so simple. Have the band on stage, they start playing, they vamp, the singer comes in, they vamp, and it sends a signal something's about to happen. Someone's about to come. It prepares the audience for the arrival of the lead singer. And you can do that on a small stage, you can do that in a bar, you can do that in a cafe. But do it. Treat your lead singer as a leader and as someone who is important. And it's not a matter of saying that the lead singer is more important than the rest of the band. No, it's not true. It's teamwork. But it's just a matter of making sure that you can pass the puck to that person whose job it is to score. So make sure you lay down the red carpet for the lead singer. These were the 5 common mistakes that I see each time I go to music conferences and attend showcases. Let's talk about my method. All right, it's the moment I look like this guy on infomercials, because I'm going to tell you how to pimp your shows in 4 easy steps. For real. All right, step number 1 starts with a P. P for planification. Step number 2 starts with an I. I for imagination. Step number 3 starts with an M. M for mastery. And you see me coming. Step number 4 starts with a P, obviously. P for performance. So pimp, planification, imagination, mastery, performance. Step 1, planification. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, first you have to know the parameters of the show. How long does it last? Where is it? How big a stage do you have? Inside or outside? Is venue where people are standing up, or are people sitting down? What's the budget? How many people can you fit on the stage? These are all questions that will influence the creation of the show. And it's worth for every type of music, but also, if you want to make a show that you will repeat over time, let's say for touring, you have to think of it and be practical, You cannot go necessarily on tour as an emerging artist with an 8-piece band, because you cannot afford it. Just people will not fit in the van. You cannot afford the hotel rooms and all that. So these are things to think about in your plan, and it has to be part of what you do. And the fact that you will have boundaries will actually make you freer in the way you will imagine things afterwards. As weird as it may sound, boundaries will make you freer because you will know what to imagine. You will know what to do in the second step. So planification, knowing the duration of the show, knowing where you're going to play, how many times are you going to do that show? Maybe it is a show you want to go on the road with. So also, if you want to go on the road with it, well, how much gear can you carry in your car or in your van? it does have an influence on the show. Because if you have too much gear to carry, well, it'll be a mess, it'll be just complicated, it just won't be fun. Or you do have access to a rather big van, well, good for you, you can carry more gear. Awesome, but it has to be thought of before you think of creating the show. So that is just the planification part. Now let's go into the second part, which is imagination. Now that you know what are the parameters of the show, now you can start to imagine the show. The first thing that I do when I work with artists is listen closely to the music. Listen to the music, read the lyrics, and figure out what are the various elements that are present in each song. So sometimes songs have various specific qualities. It can be a groove. It can be a melody. It can be the way the singer sings. It can be storytelling in the lyrics. It can be so many things. It can be a hook in the chorus that can eventually be used to have the audience sing along. So all of these elements are part of your music. And when I said earlier that you have to step away from playing the songs as recorded, this is a time to listen closely to your songs and figure out what are the elements that you want to highlight in every song. So what I do is I will listen to the music in various circumstances. I will put the artist's music as I'm driving or as I'm cooking or as I'm walking. I'm going to take a walk and put the music in my phone and my earphones, and I'm going to take a walk and go in a park or wherever, do errands, and listen to the music. And I will get familiar with the music. And then eventually, I'll take a piece of paper and a pen and write down various ideas for every song. Oh, this song I could, lengthen the intro to talk on top of that drum beat. Or I can make a cool story. Oh, these two songs, they have similar stories. Oh, I could create a link between these two songs. Interesting. Oh, this song has great chorus that the audience can sing along. This song has like this upbeat groove. We can have the crowd dance to it. This other song has great orchestration, but damn, you know what? The orchestral part is way too big, and now we're going on tour. Why don't we make just a piano and voice version of that song, or a guitar and voice version of that song? So I will write different elements on a piece of paper, and just to have this step back on every song. And then I will make like a chart and write also the BPMs of each song. Sometimes I'll also write the keys of each songs, just to make sure that two songs in A minor don't follow one another, because it'll just sound too long, it'll be too similar. Is there a song that has odd time signature? Interesting. Odd time signature is very interesting to use, and it breaks the rhythm in a show. So these are all elements I will use. I will also rate the songs on 5, not meaning that 5 is the best and 1 is the worst, but 5 being the most dynamic, the most upbeat, the most powerful song, and 1 being the most intimate song. And this gives me it's just a way to analyze the songs and see what elements I have. And even sometimes, so I write these rate on 5, 1 to 5, and sometimes it happened to me also that I would listen to an album and I noticed, damn, most of the songs are mid-range. They're all around 3. Oh, it'll be hard to make this show more dynamic. So I will listen even closer to the songs, and I will figure out which one can I turn into more upbeat songs? Which ones can I dim down? Just to create that dynamic range that I want to have inside a show. So this is the part one of imagination, just understanding the songs and figuring out what's in them. Then the part two is writing down the set list. And you do that before you go into rehearsal. Why? Because if you write the set list after you've rehearsed, you cannot rehearse properly for a very simple reason. If you rehearsed first, then you will rehearse the songs as recorded on the album. But you will not use the songs properly to create a bond between you and the audience. So what I do then, after I know what are the elements in the songs, then I will place them in a set. And rather than thinking in terms of songs, I will think in terms of moments. Intro moment, contact, takeoff, showcasing musicianship, storytelling, having fun, dancing, engaging the crowd physically. These are moments. An emotional song. Okay, going back to, finding our rhythm back to reach the end of the set. Then a powerful closer to the set. A powerful closer that will make people want to have some more. So a powerful closer that will make people want to ask for an encore. These are all things that I think of. Then I will make sure that each song has a specific mission to fulfill. So I will write down what I want the songs to do. This is even before I choose which songs are in which order, So I will say, okay, first song, I want to make sure that people pay attention. Second song, I want to give people a taste of where we're from. Let's say we're from a specific region and I want to showcase a regional aspect. So I will choose a song for that. Then, another song, I want to create some sort of a bond, like a friendship between the artist and the audience. So, do I have a song that comes with a cool little story, an anecdote to tell? And so I will write down all these goals that I want to fulfill, and then I will choose which song fit to reach these goals. And this is how I write the set list. Then I will also take notes on how the songs should be played in order to fulfill these goals, to achieve these goals. So this is when I will write down, drum intro here, or singer sings a cappella, or lengthen the guitar solo, or make like a powerful ending here, or change the arrangement of that song. Let's surprise people. That was a pop song on the first album. Let's make it a piano bar version of that song. Why not? Just to surprise the audience and create that bond. And make sure that you always, especially at the beginning of the set, make sure that you use at least one or maybe two songs to make sure that the audience understand that the lead singer is actually leading the band. How are you going to do this? Sometimes it's with silence. You have the lead singer coming on stage and, boom, there's a silence break in the song, and then the lead singer singing a cappella, and the band comes in on cue as the singer sings. It shows that the singer has power over the band. So it gives the audience confidence to trust that they can follow that lead singer. These are all things that you can do. It's actually playing with music. It's actually using music to your own advantage. And this is something that you can imagine. And sometimes I'm at home and I listen to music and I take these notes and I can feel it. I'm like, this is going to be crazy. This is going to work. Yeah. So basically what I'm telling you to do is go back to being kids. Go back to being kids who dream to have a good time on stage and envision this good time that you want to have. Envision it and write it down on a piece of paper. Once you have that plan, then you can go into rehearsal, and we're heading step 3. Step 3 is mastery. So this is where you go into rehearsal and you've got your plan. You've got your piece of paper with, it's clear, it's all laid out. You've got moments. You know what you want to achieve. You've got ideas of arrangements for the songs, and then you try it out. You try it out in rehearsal. And sometimes it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work at first. Well, try again until it works. I mean, you guys are musicians. You've learned how to play. And when you first picked up an instrument, you were not good at it. So this is different. You're playing the songs differently. At first, you might not be good at it, but you will become good at it eventually. And you will realize that if you use that method and you've imagined your show properly, well, it will influence the way you play, because you will think of the goals that you have to reach in terms of connection between you and the audience. You will think of these goals as you rehearse. And funny, I've played with so many, I've coached so many artists, some who were great musicians, very talented, but some others who were just average players. But it's okay. It's not about musicianship. It's about creativity. So you can be a rather average instrumentist, but still be communicative if you know why you are playing your part. And when you know that, well, all of a sudden you're better. So you bring that into your rehearsal, and you try out things. You try out everything that you've put on that piece of paper, and naturally, other ideas will spring. Other ideas will come out, and some will be good, some will be bad. Try them all out. Try the ideas, and even if it doesn't work the first time, try again. Try 5 times, 6 times, 10 times until you get it. Once you get it, you decide whether it's a good idea or not. But first, do it. This is a very important advice. So try all of these ideas and make sure that they are aligned with the goals that you've set. And when you do that, eventually you start rehearsing the right way. And naturally, your songs will evolve into live versions of your songs, and these versions will be much more interesting. And not to say that the recorded versions are not interesting. I have the deepest respect for music producers and people who are in control rooms and mixers and all that, and I have the deepest respect for that. It's a craft I have no knowledge of. I'm terrible at it, all right? But the way they approach music, they approach it in a way so that people listen to the music in the absence of the artist. My job is to make sure that you play your music to magnify yourselves. So it's different. So when I say it will be better for live. It has nothing to do with recorded music, all right? So I'm not bitching against producers, not at all, all right? Don't get me wrong. I don't want producers calling me up and say, hey, Olivier, you're saying bad things about our job. No, that's not what I do, all right? So, that is the mastery part. Now, once you've done the planification, the imagination, and the mastery, comes performance. So if you've done these 4 first steps right, you will hit the stage with much more confidence and much more fun. And you will feel that charisma come out of yourselves, and it will be much easier to get in contact with the audience, and it will be much more fun. Now, at first, when you try out all of these things, you will forget some of the things that you've tried in rehearsal. Of course you will. You will forget them. Or there are things that will be a bit uncomfortable when you do them. Well, whenever I finish working with an artist and whenever I finish working on a show, I always tell artists, now you have a brand new show. Well, your brand new show is just like a brand new Italian leather shoe. All right? It's beautiful, but it's uncomfortable. But you still have it. And you have that leather shoe, and you bought it for an important event. You're going to a wedding or job interview or something, and you have these beautiful shoes. So for the first time, you wear these shoes, and they look beautiful. But damn, they hurt, right? Well, there's only one way for these shoes to stop hurting. It's to wear them. So it's the same thing with your show, all right? At first, it will be uncomfortable, and as you play it, it will become more and more comfortable, and it will become second nature. So just view your new show as a brand new Italian shoe. So, next time you have a show to prepare, well, try these 4 steps and actually, reach me on Instagram, Olivier Larocher, Pimp Your Show, or on Facebook at Pimp Your Show, and just tell me if it worked for you. I'm very curious to hear about it. And you can also check out my website for more info, pimpyourshow.com. There is a blog there with more information that you can have access to. Whenever you prepare a show, if you want to use that method, do not wait until the last minute. It takes me a lot of time to prepare a show, all right? Just to give you an idea, the planification, imagination part for a 60-minute show might take me 25 hours to 30 hours, just listening to the music and finding the ideas and figuring out like the order of the show and what is the blah blah in between songs and how we're going to arrange it musically. So do not wait at the last minute. It takes a lot of time just to do this planification and this imagination. Now, when it comes from mastery, well, when I coach artists, I will work at least 1 hour per song. So if you have a show in which you have 15 songs, well, although you can play the songs, do not believe that you can that you can prepare a 1 hour show in 1 3-hour rehearsal. I've done it before. I can tell you it doesn't work. I know, all right? I've done the mistake many times. Preparing a full 1 hour show, I will spend usually 25 to 30 hours on it. A rehearsal with me usually lasts 4 hours, and in 4 hours we will work on what? 3.5 songs? For real. So don't think you can make it wait till the last minute. Listen to live albums. Listen how great artists rearrange their songs and make them, sound different for live. It will give you ideas. Or watch shows on Netflix, or on YouTube. There are plenty of live shows that you can look at. And look at great performers. See how they perform. See how they communicate with the audience. And, if you want to be a great performer, well, emulate other performers. So check them out. And that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, before we go, couple of words of wisdom. So 4 things that you must remember. Stop hoping people will love your songs. Use your songs to make people love you. Stop showing that you can play music. Everybody can. I don't care whether you can play music or not. Show me that you can play with music. It's completely different. All right? Remember that, especially when you are emerging as an artist and you play live, most of the times, the audience is not really there for you. You are there for the audience. Last one, stepping out of your comfort zone is good. Expanding your comfort zone is much better. My name is Olivier Larocher. Thank you very much for watching my Music BC Jumpstart Foundation Masterclass.